it. Yeah, that's the way I like it. That's the way I like it.
Welcome back to another video here on my channel. Today's video, I am doing another Halloween nail set. This one is really fun and it's based off the movie Coraline. This set is really easy to do and has no 3D elements, but I do use some heat activated pigment powders. On this first nail, I just painted a base coat of blue. I did 2 layers cured in between each. Then I went on with some blooming gel and I did some swirls with some white polish. So now here's the fun part. I have these heat activated pigments from Kassie Payne and I hauled them on TikTok. I don't know if I put it on YouTube Shorts, but I didn't do an actual video on them. But they are heat activated, so they're clear. When you put the light on it, it changes color. I'm using the yellow one. It came in a set of a bunch of different colors. I'll try to put a picture of them. So you put a little bit of that pigment down and you mix it with top coat. I'm mixing it with the Goy Builder top coat, and then I did mix in a little bit of regular top coat because it was just a little too thick to draw with. And I painted on some stars and a moon in the center of the nail. This is a little bit hard to do because the paint is transparent until it's heat activated, and then you'll see that it's yellow. But it's kind of hard to see and make sure that you got your design correct because you can't really see it because it's clear. Let me know if you've ever tried anything like this. I've had these for a while and I think I only used them to swatch them on little swatch sticks. I never actually used them for an actual design, but I do really like them and they're from Kassie Payne. I will link Kassie's US site and UK site below in the description box if you're interested. I also would suggest that you get, if you want these, also get her glass slipper top coat. It's a really good top coat. So of course I have to tell you all the story of Coraline. If you haven't seen the movie yet, but you're interested in seeing the movie, then definitely skip this because there'll probably be spoilers. Coraline was actually released in 2009 and it is a stop motion animated dark fantasy horror film. Coraline and her parents, they moved to some apartments in Oregon. I think one of her parents, maybe her mom, had got a new job, so they had to move. So while living there, of course she doesn't want to move because, you know, she's leaving her friends behind and everything. But while living there, she goes and she searches for an old well. And when she looking for this old well, she actually finds a black cat and she finds the landlady's grandson, whose name is YB. He gives her a rag doll that looks very similar to Coraline. So one day, while her parents are just too busy to entertain her, she goes around and she starts to explore this house that they live in. So while searching around the house, she finds this little door. It's kind of like a half door and it has a brick wall behind it. So that night, she actually finds that when you open the door, the brick wall is no longer there and now it's a tunnel. So what does Coraline do? She crawls through the tunnel. When she goes through the tunnel, it's like a whole nother world. It's the same house as her house and her parents are there, but her parents have buttons for eyes and they're more like an idyllic version of her actual parents. There is great food and they give her all the attention that she wants. They tuck her into bed at night and when she wakes up back in the real world. At some point, the landlady's grandson, he does tell Coraline that his great aunt had disappeared when she was a child. Coraline, she goes exploring again during the day, and at this time she meets the other neighbors. One neighbor is a gymnast who has a mouse circus, and the other neighbors are two sisters. I think they're twins. I'm not sure. But they're retired burlesque actresses, and they warn her of impending danger in her future, talking about the other world. So they give her a warning. So that night, of course, Coraline goes and she travels back to the other world again. She introduces herself to the doppelganger of YB, who actually is mute. And remember YB's cat from the beginning, she also sees the cat. And this is when she realizes that the cat can actually travel between two worlds and the cat can talk. And the cat also gives her a warning about this other world that she has discovered. So Coraline's other mother, the doppelganger mother, she tells Coraline, you can stay over here in this world with us forever, because she sees Coraline is loving the food. She's getting all this attention. She's having so much fun. So they're just like, just stay here. You can stay here. But if you want to stay here, then you will have to have buttons sewn into your eyes. Coraline isn't interested in having buttons sewn into her eyes, so she tries to get away and return home, but she gets trapped or imprisoned behind a mirror in a dark room. So where this dark room that she's trapped in, she actually meets three ghost children, one of whom is Coraline's friend YB's, the great aunt who went missing as a child. That's one of the ghost children. And they actually tell her that the other mother is an evil person who actually uses a rag doll to spy on the unhappy lives of children and lure them into the other world. So remember in the beginning when I said YB gave Coraline a rag doll that looks like her? So the other mother used that doll to basically spy on Coraline to see how unhappy she is, lure her into the other world, and give her all kinds of great food and attention and fun and all of that to try to get her to stay. The reason the three ghost children are still trapped there is because they all agreed to have the buttons sewn into their eyes. And when they agreed to this, the other mother robbed them of their souls. So Coraline tells them that she will help them find their eyes back, and the YB doppelganger then helps her escape back to the real world. When Coraline gets back to the real world, she tries to tell YB all this information, but he doesn't believe her and he runs away. Coraline then finds out from the cat that the other mother has actually kidnapped Coraline's parents. So her and the cat return to the other world to try to rescue Coraline's parents. While in the other world, Coraline, she makes a deal with the other mother. She tells her that if she finds her parents and the eyes of all the ghost children, then the other mother will let them go. If Coraline is unsuccessful in finding these things, then she will stay and get buttons sewn into her eyes. Coraline is able to find the missing eyes of all the ghost children, and doing this, it helps free their spirits. So they don't come back to life or anything, it just frees their spirits. So now Coraline has to find her parents. She realizes that her parents are trapped in a snow globe, and the other mother has no plans of holding up their deal. She still wants to sew buttons into Coraline's eyes. Coraline is able to distract the other mother. She snatches the snow globe and she runs back through the tunnel with the help of the ghost children. The other mother, now in her true form, of course she traces behind her. They're able to close the door, but in the midst of closing the door, they slam the other mother, her wrist slams into the door and it actually gets chopped off. When Coraline gets back into the real world, her parents are freed from the snow globe and they don't even remember what happened. So the ghost children, they tell Coraline that it's not over. The other mother, she wants the key. So there was a key that can unlock the tunnel, the door to the tunnel, and the other mother, she wants that key. So Coraline is going to throw the key into the well that she had found in the beginning of the movie. But remember when the door closed on the other mother's hand and it snapped off her wrist, so her hand is still free. So her hand is now in the real world and it's going to go get that key. So YB, he now realizes that Coraline is telling the truth, and he's actually able to destroy the hand, and they both throw the key down into the well. The next day, Coraline and her family, they host a garden party and they invite all the neighbors, and YB brings his grandmother over, and Coraline tells his grandmother the fate of her missing sister. And that's the end of the movie. Of course, there's like little other things that happen in the movie, and there was a lot of stuff that happened with her trying to find like the eyes of the ghost children and everything, but you definitely have to watch the movie to see all of that. It is a great movie. If you're not into stop motion, you might not like it, but I do really like this movie, and I definitely recommend that you see it if you haven't seen it. I personally don't think it's horror. It's labeled as family horror. I don't know if it's horror or what classifies it as horror, but I think children might be scared when the other mother changes into her true form. Okay guys, this is the final nail set. Let me know what you think in the comments below. It is super easy to do. I didn't want to draw, I didn't feel like it. I didn't feel like drawing out Coraline or the cat or anything like that. So I just did buttons because the eyes, and then I did the key for the door, some stars, and some blue and yellow stripes. The stripes are not meant to be straight. And this nail right here is the one with the heat activated pigments. So I put the light on there so you can see it activate. This little flash cure lamp, it needed a little bit of a charge, so you don't, this is not the true like yellow. It's actually way brighter than this. I think I do show you after I put it in the lamp how bright the yellow actually gets. Yeah, this is how it looked after I put it in the lamp with a stronger light. Have you seen the movie Coraline? Are you interested in stop motion films? For the longest time, I thought this was a Tim Burton movie, but it's not. And the movie is based off of a book. I don't know if I said that, but it is based off a book. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the little synopsis I gave on the movie. If you feel like I missed anything important or what you think is important, a part of the plot, then you can leave it in the comments below. Definitely check out the movie, especially this spooky season. And if you've never seen the movie and you decide to go watch it, then come back to this video and let me know what you think. I appreciate you for being here, clicking on the video, and engaging with my content. Remember to subscribe, like, and hit the post notification bell to be notified whenever I upload a new video. Remember, I'm on the road to 1K and I'm almost there. I'm pushing along. And thank you to each and every one of you that are helping me achieve my goal. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you, or you'll see me, in the next video. Bye guys.